Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Warships with Rear Admiral Jingles. You know, I haven't actually logged into World of Warships in about a week now. Cyberpunk's gotten its chrome-plated claws well and truly hooked in and is refusing to let go. And it's kind of silly really, because I should be logging into World of Warships every day just to take advantage, if for no other reason, of the daily freebies that get given away in the Arbory, in the Christmas countdown. I'll log in right after I've done this, just to see what I've missed. Well, anyway, this is Rascal 29, and I don't know if you just caught the announcement in chat at the beginning of the battle. This is taking place on the North American server, where in the run-up to Christmas they have been doing this thing called the Great Turkey Shoot, where people volunteer to play as turkeys, and if you manage to sink them, you win a prize. Rascal 29, of course, is in the French premium Tier 6 battleship, the Dunkirk. What? Hey, look, if they want me to pronounce it Dunkirk, they shouldn't spell it Dunkirk, should they? It's not my fault. Anyway, the Dunkirk Tier 6 battle. Is this okay, by the way? Can I show somebody in a Tier 6 battle without being accused of promoting seal clubbing? Is Tier 6 high enough, or is somebody still going to be upset? Ah, whatever. Somebody's always going to find something to be upset about. Pointless worrying about it. I do get a bit tired of doing just Tier 10 stuff all the time. I mean, if you show me a great Tier 10 battle, I'll watch a great Tier 10 battle. If you show me a great battle, I'll watch a great battle. I don't really care what tier it's at. But I do have a bit of a soft spot for Tier 6. There are some fantastic ships down here. Particularly the battleships. You've got the Warspite, the Fuso, and the Dunkirk is definitely not bad. It's definitely got the speed that most of the Tier 6 battleships don't have. The range of its guns are beaten only by the Fuso. And, well, I don't want to say that the armour is good, because it isn't. But it's good in certain circumstances. And it's tied into the fact that all of the Dunkirk's guns are at the front, 2 turrets, each with 4 guns. Which means that the Dunkirk doesn't have to angle at all in order to get all of its guns firing at a target straight ahead of it. And that's great news, because this is Tier 6. And the Dunkirk isn't particularly well armoured, but she's well armoured enough to be able to auto-bounce 14-inch guns and below on her bows. 15-inch guns and higher? Not so much. So be extremely cautious if you're in the Dunkirk and you try to bow tank when something like a Warspite or a Colorado or a Sinop is shooting at you. You will be citadeled from the front if they manage to hit you on the bow. Also, thanks to the proliferation... Ooh, that's a good word, isn't it? Proliferation. I must use that word more in conversation. Thanks to the proliferation of light cruisers with 152mm guns. What is that Emil Bertin playing at? Is he new? I suppose he might be new here. He's almost running into torpedoes from his own team. Look at that. Why would you come out? Why would you do that? This is just suicide. Well, that's going to be Rascal's first kill. There we go. But yes, thanks to the proliferation of light cruisers on with 152mm guns and the fact that most of the Dunkirk is protected by only 25mm of plating, this ship really does not enjoy getting shot at by light cruiser high explosive. Battleship 14-inch armour piercing, on the other hand, such as the shells coming this way from the direction of the Arizona over there. Yeah, the Dunkirk will... Oh, I'm sorry, I said the name correctly. Sorry. The Dunkirk will quite happily take the Pepsi challenge in that kind of situation. Just keep the bows pointed towards the enemy, and you'll probably be mostly okay. In fact, he's not even shooting at the Arizona now, he's just sitting there bow tanking him. Because as long as the Arizona continues to fire armor piercing, he's going to struggle to do any real damage, and the Molotov is a far, far juicier target. Broadsiding cruisers. Crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Yeah. I like the Molotov, by the way. The Molotov's also a very, very good ship. It's got devastatingly hard-hitting armor piercing with its 180mm guns, although the high explosive is a bit shit. Rascal backing up a little here because he doesn't really want to be getting shot at by the Fuso and the Arizona. If one of them switches to high explosive, he could be in trouble. Lost sight of both, of course. The world's most useless smokescreen from the Hatsuharu up ahead. I mean, what is the point of that? Okay, the Arizona's been respotted. The Fuso's shot at something and been respotted as well, but what is the point of that Hatsuharu smokescreen? I mean, you're far enough away that they're not going to see you if you launch torpedoes, so why do you need the smokescreen? And if you pop the smokescreen, why isn't he shooting at them? Thankfully, both targets have been respotted by somebody else. So it's no real big loss, but what was the point of that smokescreen? I just don't understand. It could have been accidental. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I'd done it. Sometimes I end up popping my smoke right at the start of a battle because I'm trying to actually hit the engine boost key, so yeah, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, lots and lots and lots of targets there now, all of a sudden. They're all still firing AP back at him, however. So he's taking practically no damage from it. Ooh, Minakaze. Okay, the Hatsuharu is shooting at the Minakaze and requesting that everybody else do the same. So he is capable of thinking and breathing at the same time. This is good. Unfortunately, the team have just lost yet another ship, as the enemy team now lead by 2 kills to 4. And the only 2 kills have been because of Rascal here. Managed to score a hit on the Minakaze, but he's taken an awful lot of... well, it's not crossfire, so it could be a lot worse. And he is still angled well against both the Fuso and the Arizona. But there's probably Minakaze torpedoes heading in this direction. I mean, you have to assume that they are, and plan accordingly. Because French battleships don't get hydro. Another fire set on the Arizona. Can the Fuso fire from there? The Arizona's still... you'd think he would have learned his lesson by now. The amount of times he's just... I mean, he's not doing any damage. Look what happens when you get hit with high explosive. Watch. There's another fire. Do you think perhaps Rascal is firing high explosive because the Arizona is angled and armor piercing under these circumstances is mostly ineffective? Or maybe you've just been unlucky. Let's try firing armor piercing again. And nearly nothing. The Fuso's firing the AP as well, although he did do a relatively major amount of chunk damage when he hit the superstructure, and there's another fire and another 4,500 damage. Let's see if the Arizona can take the hint, or the Fuso for that matter, and switch ammunition types. In the meantime, the Minakaze has just been reacquired. You can see Rascal thinking about it. Finish off the Arizona, shoot the Minakaze. And like a good boy, he shoots at the Minakaze. He is not the only one shooting at the Minakaze. He's very unlucky to not sink it. But the Hatsuharu... you know what? I think the smoke screen earlier may have just been a brain fart. He closed in and finished off the Minakaze with his guns, so good boy Hatsuharu. Unfortunately, in the meantime, they've lost another ship, so the enemy team are still way ahead on points. Both teams control 1 cap, and if you look at the top of the screen, it appears that somebody on Rascal's team is attempting to flip Bravo, but it's an optical illusion. It's happening by accident. There's a Koenig who's sailed through the cap. There's a pink Fuso in there as well, but he just got torpedoed by the enemy kamikaze, so it doesn't really matter what he was doing. But the Koenig is sort of accidentally attempting to help the team win. Looks like he's just realised it. He's very, very sorry, and he's gotten out of that cap circle as well. So the team are not only 3 kills and 300 points behind. Oh, how's this for a missed opportunity? Look at the amount of broadside the Fuso's giving. Unfortunately, I know Akazuki. Unfortunately, one of his gun turrets had just been knocked out. If he'd had both of his turrets, and that's one of the downsides of the Dunkirk, by the way, the fact that those 2 frontal turrets contain all of its guns. So if you lose 1 turret, you've lost 50% of your firepower, which was kind of lucky for the Fuso over there, because if Rascal had managed to get both turrets away... come on, can we get some more citadels? Rascal, you were robbed. He's continuing to back up here, because the Fuso is threatening to catch him in a crossfire. I'd prefer to see him start to angle up a little bit more. There it goes, that's nice. Now can he get the guns reloaded in time to finish that Fuso off before he gets into cover behind the island? And it's a kind of yes and kind of no. Because he gets some of the shots away, well, he gets all the shots away, but the island catches a couple, and once again he's absolutely robbed by RNG. So what's this Fuso up to now? I mean, he lost a lot of health coming out in the open and giving broadside like that. Let's be generous and say he did it in order to try to get himself a crossfire on Rascal's broadside, but now look at what he's doing. He's pulling a U-turn and coming back out to do it again the other way. The problem, of course, is that when you pull a U-turn in the Fuso, all of your guns end up pointing in the wrong direction. And Rascal has already accelerated to take advantage of that. He did a reasonable amount of damage there, didn't get a kill. I can't help but feel that if he'd held his fire until around about now, he would have killed him. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter, because the Fuso's guns are all pointing the wrong way, so he's actually going to get to reload and finish the job before the Fuso can do anything whatsoever about it. Unfortunately for Rascal, I mean, he did pretty much everything right. Really? Here come the Fuso's two rear turrets, but they missed. And now the Fuso's healing up. There goes another Fuso turret. The Vesa is attacking him, but it's not a great angle. Here come the mid and front turrets. But it's still armor piercing, and Rascal is still angled. Can he finally finish him off? Yes. And of course that was one of the Christmas turkey ships as well, or Christmas turkey players. So in addition to earning his third kill, he's also managed to get himself some, I don't know, camouflage skins or something like that. I'm not entirely sure what exactly it was they were giving away. And the team really needed the kill. I mean, they're still 200 points behind. The enemy team still have 2 caps to their 1. Somebody really needs to sink something. And then the enemy Texas sinks the friendly New York. That's not quite what I meant. God. They're 400 points ahead. They have 2 caps. At this point, they're going to win in 4.5 minutes. Can somebody please sink something? And then, no, that's not what I meant. Can somebody on Rascal's team please sink something? The enemy team are up to 740 points. Rascal's team are down to 323 points. They only have 3 ships left alive against 6 enemies. They're outnumbered 2-1. There's that kamikaze. And a full health Koenig. And we know there's a Nürnberg on the other side of that island. Rascal has armor piercing loaded. It's not exactly ideal. Not if he's going to be shooting at the kamikaze. And he really should be shooting at the kamikaze while he's spotted by the carrier. But he is spotted, so they all know he's coming. You have to shoot the kamikaze. And to their credit, the rest of the team are also shooting at him. Come on. Come on. Not enough. But the surviving friendly Nürnberg. Can he... Come on. Yes, he's got him. Right. Now, enemy Nürnberg. More or less full health. And he's inside the Nürnberg's torpedo range. German cruisers have torpedoes with 6-kilometer range. Unless you're the Graf B, in which case you're special, and you get 8-kilometer torpedoes. Rascal's starting to accelerate now. He was taking it slow and cautious in order to attempt to avoid any torpedoes fired by the kamikaze. But now with the Nürnberg coming out, and he will be trying to get torpedoes away from both sides, and of course the Oklahoma's over there shooting at him as well, and the Koenig is shooting at him from up ahead. So he needs to get into cover behind that island. Ridiculously unlucky, with nothing but over-penetrations on the flat broadside of the Nürnberg, but he should be safe from any Nürnberg torpedoes. And he's also safe from getting shot at by the Oklahoma. It looks like the enemy Nürnberg is now shooting at the friendly Nürnberg, but there's absolutely nothing but... Hang on, is that guy AFK? Can't be AFK, surely. You don't start in that position. Well, he's AFK now. Okay. Good news, bad news situation here. He's flipping the cap. He's spotted, of course, because there's an AFK Koenig keeping him spotted. And while the temptation is here to just farm damage on the AFK enemy, The AFK enemy can't shoot at you. And it looks like the Nürnberg's coming out again to try his luck with his torpedoes. The Weser is lining up for a torpedo run, which probably isn't going to hit him, but should at least guarantee that he sails a predictable course. Rascal's backing up, but not so much that he's going to get hit by any torpedoes that the Nürnberg launches. Only manages to get shots out from one turret, the rest are clipped by the island, but it's enough. He's got the Nürnberg. Now he needs to start accelerating again, because if the Nürnberg did get any torpedoes away, he doesn't want to be where they're going to be. He also wants to get into cover behind the island to keep them safe from the Oklahoma. There's a Texas out there, but, well, at the moment the Koenig is the only thing that he can shoot at, so AFK or not, he's still keeping him spotted. He's going to want to slow down a little here. He doesn't want to give the Oklahoma an opportunity to shoot at him until he's ready to deal with the Oklahoma. And the enemy Texas is miles away. So, going to make some hay while the sun shines and just farm a bit of damage on the AFK Tier 5 German battleship, as indeed is his division mate, the carrier. Keeping an eye on the map. Oklahoma's closing in as quickly as an Oklahoma is capable of closing in, which is to say, very, very slowly. He's going to need to start thinking about his reload. He's going to get one more salvo away against the Koenig. Might be lucky and sink him. But then he's going to have to start thinking about what to do as the Oklahoma gets closer. Actually, you know, I think he's good. Back it up slightly to delay the point of contact with the Oklahoma, who's still inching his way north. So he will be able to get another salvo away against the Koenig before the Oklahoma can see him, but will he then be ready to shoot at the Oklahoma when he comes around the corner? Nice. There's the kill. And that's the Kraken Unleashed. Just in time. Dive bombers making an attack run. Oklahoma? What's he shooting at? Because it doesn't seem to be Rascal. There's nothing else there. That's bizarre. He does, however, have the high explosive loaded. And he's finally reaching the corner and ready to fight. But here's the thing. He doesn't need to fight. In fact, he didn't need to come over here in the first place, because he's one kill and 200 points ahead. Now, I don't know if he's getting stuck in order to give somebody the opportunity of killing him in a fair fight, because he is another one of these runaway turkey players in the Christmas turkey shoot thing on the North American server. But you don't need to be doing this when you're winning. And he's certainly not trying to angle. So there's kill number 6. Now, I don't know if that was just a case of the Oklahoma trying to win harder, or him thinking, well, we're probably going to win anyway because we're so many points ahead and there's so little of this game left, only 2 minutes, that it doesn't really matter. And, you know, he's there in chat, he's been a perfect gentleman about it, congratulating Rascal on a good kill. So I'm going to chalk that one down to the spirit of Christmas generosity. The Oklahoma didn't need to come and give Rascal a fair fight, but he did it anyway because that's basically what he signed up for. And he was being a perfect gentleman about it in chat, even congratulating Rascal on his 6th kill. The Texas over there, however, has no such excuse. He doesn't need to fight anybody. They're winning. They're 100 points ahead. There's only a minute and a half of this game left. There's not enough time for Rascal's team to win on points, even though they control 2 of the caps. They would need 3 minutes to do that, and there's only 1 minute and 17 seconds of this game left. What the Texas should be doing is just waiting out the wind, hiding behind the island all the way over there, and dodging torpedoes from Rascal's aircraft carrier. Instead, I don't know if he's just trying to win harder, it's possible, because he does have 4 kills that he's desperately trying to get himself that Kraken Unleashed to go with the inevitable victory, but I suspect he's probably regretting his hasty actions around about now, because he's just been respotted. Shots are in the air. Oh, if Rascal doesn't kill him, and he doesn't, I'm pretty sure the carrier will. Or will he? because there were only 34 seconds left. The carrier's coming back with the rocket attack planes, and that's the Texas. It's got the best in tier AA defense of any battleship in the game. And the carrier has managed to screw up the first attack. There's only 22 seconds left. Rascal is firmly in cover. Any aspirations the Texas may have had to earn a Kraken are gone. The carrier returns laughing in the face of best in tier battleship AA defense. Bitch slaps the bejesus out of the USS Texas. The points flip. Rascal's team are ahead. And with less than 10 seconds to go, the securing of the kill on the Texas means they've actually managed to win this one. Despite some fairly spectacular attempts on behalf of his team to do as best they could to throw that one away, justice was in fact done. Although we do have to give some credit to the enemy team as well there, who were determined to try to win just that little bit harder. And they're probably feeling pretty stupid around about now. So well done, Rascal. And also, let's hear it for the Hatsuharu there, who I'm convinced just had a bit of a brain fart moment with his smoke screen earlier, because he was a Japanese destroyer captain who got at least 2 of his kills with his guns. I know, wonders will never cease. Also, I feel it would be remiss of me to not also give a shout out to the aircraft carrier player on the enemy team. There he is, right at the bottom of the team list. Without him, it's entirely possible that the enemy team might have won, because we haven't seen a single one of his aircraft for the last 11.5 minutes of that battle. Yep, the Koenig was not the only player on the enemy team who went AFK. In fact, the Koenig, who was AFK, managed to do better than 3 of his teammates. Oh, World of Warships. In the words of Billy Joel, don't go changing just to please me. We love you just the way you are. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.